Good morning. How is everybody doing? This is Keep It Moving Monday Morning Motivation with me, Lia Abney, consultant, author, and speaker, coming to you this Monday morning. I am sorry I am a few minutes late getting on, but I had to turn around and make some edits to my description real quick before I came on because I want to make sure you guys get the information. Well, y'all know how I do it. I always talk about my weekend. And also, I want to know how was your weekend? So if you are joining me, go ahead and put in the comments, or maybe you're doing the replay a little bit later. Go ahead and put in a comment, say hello or good morning. It could be good evening, depending on what time of day that you're watching it. And tell me where you're from, okay? Because I want to be able to shout you out in my next episode. So hello to everyone who has watched my previous episodes. Thank you for following me on Keep It Moving Monday Morning Motivations. Those of you who are joining me for the first time, I do this so that you have your Monday morning motivation to get you through the week. You can always come back and watch the replays. So again, y'all know how I do. I always ask about your weekends. How was yours? And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my weekend. You guys, I was a little busy. I like giving back is one of the things that I like doing to the community. And so there's an organization where I live called Freddie Mae Foundation, which provides services to homeless men and veterans. Okay. And so we were out there helping organize their items that they had in their storage unit. So I want to shout out Christopher Mullins in Augusta, Georgia, and his staff. And I wish y'all continued success as y'all continue to provide services to the homeless men in our city. So congratulations. And you guys, I think it's so important that we give back because we never know if we're going to find ourselves in that situation, right? So, and so I have made a conscious effort, and decision going into 2021 that there was one organization that I definitely want to give back to. So Freddie Mae is the one that I want to be able to support. There are a lot of organizations that I give my support to when I'm able to as well. But that's just the one. But I can tell you guys, in this season, I know last episode I kind of talked about, I'm going through this transition, trying to make decisions, and sometimes making those decisions can be a little hard, right? You guys, it can be a little hard, and so those of you who don't know, not only am I the owner of Lia Abney LLC, I am also a founder of Victory Leadership Group, which is a nonprofit organization that provides career transition services to those who are looking to transition either from high school into college, or college into the workforce, or maybe you're already in the workforce and you're looking to do something different. Well, me myself, I'm going into, this transition myself, trying to make decisions. And so we're going to talk about something. One of the things about this transition, I had to realize I have to be kind to myself, you guys. I had to learn, I'm learning to be kind to myself. And I know you're probably like, you Leah? Yeah, I have to be kind to myself and be okay with saying no. Know that this I cannot do. This is what I can give. And if they're like wanting more from you, it's okay to say, okay, this is not for me. And so that's one of the things that I realized. And then I started thinking about my daughter who is in college, and then my sons who are out in the world living their own life, one married, one not. And so I thought it was very fitting during this time, because I'm getting a lot of information for the nonprofit to share with the rest of the community just on their college options. We're in the middle of this pandemic, and I know you guys are probably tired of hearing people talk about it, but it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. And so I remember this young lady I met at a vendor. And, you guys, in my description, you're going to see I'm starting to add some of my favorite books. And so this particular book, I was like, oh, wow, I saw it on my shelf. And I said, let me bring this out. So that's why I was a little late, because I wanted to add this book. And so this book is called Things I Wish Someone Had Told Me Before I Started College. Because remember, my topic to today is being kind to yourself. And so I think that this is a great book. It is written by Charmise M. Owens, okay? And I like this book. It's not a very thick book. It's very simple. It's her accounts and things that she learned from culture shop, things that you need to shop for, how to network when you're in college, because that's one of the things as a consultant. One of the things that I think is very important is networking. It even talks about how do you dress yourself, but I think the really unique thing about this book is at the back of it, she literally gives you motivational quotes, you guys, motivational quotes. So, and these are, and I'm just going to read a couple of them. It says, you have to push yourself. You are your only competition by S. Davis. If you could only see what is on the other side of your hard work and obedience, you wouldn't dare dream of quitting. Push through, obey quickly, and trust God always. T. Dawkins. And there are many, many more motivational quotes that are in here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to go back through this book again just for myself and just pick up the motivational quotes that are in here. So shout out to Miss Charmise Owen. She is an author. And the name of the book is Things I Wish Someone Had Told Me Before I Started College. And one of the things I wish somebody had told me, as I was venturing into this journey of entrepreneur, as I'm venturing into, you know, this transition phase, is to be kind to yourself. Learning how to be kind to yourself. So guess what, you guys? I want you to stay tuned as I come back because I will be getting into our topic for today. And again, my name is Lia Abney with Keep It Moving Monday Morning Motivation.
Black G, Black G.
Welcome back. You know what? I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I want to give a shout out to the team that did my intro video. You guys, I love my intro video. That's XRO Studios. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much for making me look good. So thank you so much. And those who are joining me, my name is Lia Abney, consultant, author, and speaker, coming to you this morning for Keep It Moving Monday Morning Motivations, where we give you give you motivation every Monday morning at 6 a.m. right here on Facebook and on YouTube. Yes, you can go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel so that you can watch the previous episodes. And so far this is our 22nd episode, you guys. If you've been with me for a while, I have been doing this every Monday morning. I thank God for just the vision and for me to keep it moving. Those of you who want to learn more about what I do, again, I am a consultant. You can visit my website at LiaAbneyLLC.biz so you can see some of the services and products that I have available for you to achieve your goals and identify what your purpose is in building a legacy for you and your family. If you're a small business owner, yes, I can help you too. So hop on over there and see some of our services. And also while you're there, go ahead and schedule a 30-minute free consultation service as well. So I hope to be able to see you soon, and I look forward to you subscribing to my website. You'll have the opportunity where you'll get a free ebook when you do. So let's get started on this morning for our topic. As I stated at the top of the show, one of the things I think is so important is that we are being kind to ourselves. So our topic for today is be kind to yourself in this journey, in this journey of life. Look, you guys, we are almost done with 2020, and I am really, really reflecting on where I want to see myself in 2021. There are some things I definitely want to change, and one of them is my occupation, guys. Um, I am at the end of the road of this journey, but it does not come with fear. It does not come without fear. It does not come without apprehensions. It does not come without doubt. It doesn't come without all the emotions that you possibly could think of when you're trying to make this change, because it means what I'm used to, I will no longer have access to. And so where is it going to come from? I am still of a young age, for those of you, I just turned 54, and this past October, I consider myself still of a young age where I can still make impact in my community and I can still build a legacy for myself, because my journey is not over with. Most people who have built something, it usually takes 5 to 7 years before you actually see the results of receiving what it is that you're looking for. Like for me, I want to be the first person in my family to be a millionaire. Well, that's going to take 5 to 7 years, and I just incorporated, or I just set in place Lia Abney LLC. It's only been a year. It's only been a year, and then COVID happened. Pow. And so that sets you back about a year, right? But I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to keep it moving. And so I'm trying to make this transition. And so I had to learn in this process, Leah, be kind to yourself. Be okay when you are able to make decisions and you seem a little apprehensive, but do it anyways. Do it afraid. It's one of those quotes that Joyce Myers, and she actually has a book on it, Battlefield of the Mind, but she always saying, you know what, do it afraid. Go ahead and do it afraid. And so one of the things that I'm learning and being kind to myself, like I said, I'm always in a state of reflection of where I would like to see myself going, things I would like to explore and try, even through the failures. I'm always constantly reminded of, um, of Edison with the light bulb, how when he was exploring this light bulb, he failed so many times before he actually came up with the light bulb. And that's how life is, and even entrepreneur and transition. You may find yourself failing several times, but it's okay. Be kind to yourself when you find yourself not making the mark. Okay, because a lot of times we build up these ideas and thoughts in our heads that attacks us and our ability to move forward. And so I want to encourage you on today. I go through the same things too, you guys. I'm just being transparent in this one. I go through the same thing, and I was like, Leah, you got to be kind to yourself because you've done a lot of things and you've come through a lot of things. And so I would just want to talk to you about being kind to yourself and how do you go about doing that? Because sometimes you're like, well, it seems like things are coming from the front, the back, and from both sides, and you feel like you're being sandwiched in. How then can I be kind to myself? And so, hi, good blessings to you, Brother Danny. Good morning. And so, one of the things that I find out is that our greatest critic is ourselves. You guys, your greatest critic is yourself. And the reason why is because we attack ourselves with our thoughts. When we think that, you're at a certain age and you think you should be further ahead. You think that you should have already done this, and so it's too late. I can tell you it's never too late based on what God has purpose for you. What God has purpose for you. And in exploring those things, the young lady that was in Black Panther, she is way late. I think she's in her like 70s, 80s when she started acting. And now she was on this, world renowned film called Black Panther. And that was her first. There are several models who are up in age, and this is when they got discovered. So I say this, that our greatest critic is ourselves. What is it that we're playing over and over in our mind? And so the other thing I want to say is when it comes to being kind to yourself, don't allow others' opinions of you to dictate what your character should be. Because it's so, y'all have heard it. Oh, that's just how they are. Excuse me. Let's step back for a moment. Excuse me. And some of the reasons why, and I'm going to say a lot of reasons why you hear that is because the other person is not willing to take on their responsibility on why you're behaving the way that you are. But we also know that in the Word of God, that God does not judge us by what other people's actions are. He's going to judge us by our own. And so we have to be very mindful that what other people's opinion of who we are do not dictate your character. Why am I bringing this up? And the reason why is because we got to be kind to ourselves. Don't be so willing to accept other people's ideas and opinions of who you are where you are no longer being kind to yourself. You're being hard on yourself. You are accepting other people's behavior and how they treat you. Come on now, and how they're treating you. And that's not acceptable and is not conducive to who you are supposed to be and where you want to go. In other words, it's not beneficial to you. It has no benefit whatsoever if we allow other people's opinions of who they think that you should be dictate your character. Still walk in love, still walk in happiness, still walk in joy. Walk in the fruit of the spirits for your benefit. Yeah, be a little selfish about that thing because I'm willing to be selfish to protect my heart and who I am and where I desire to go. And so that means that, you know what? Your opinion of me no longer matters in my journey. Hello, your opinion of me, I love you, but your opinion of me no longer matters to me because I'm not going to let you dictate my character, or am I going to allow that to dictate where I desire to go? Because these become blockers in your mind that prevent you from walking or putting things in action. They block what it is that you desire to achieve. And how does that happen? And somebody says, you know what? And some of it is constructive. And I want you to understand the difference of being able to take somebody's constructive criticism versus somebody's opinion. Those are two different things, you guys. Two different things. And so being able to discern the difference will greatly help you to be able to say, you know what? That doesn't no longer matter to me. I'm going to keep it moving, and I'm going to move in this direction. So discern the difference. When you get constructive criticism, it's going to help you to improve yourself. It's going to help you to take a closer look at yourself, not to turn around and make you feel doubtful about yourself or to feel bad about where you're going and what it is you want to do. There is a great difference in what that is. There really is. Good morning. Hi, Miss Michelle. How are you? Good morning. Thank you for watching. And please share, you guys. Please share. And so that becomes very critical. The next thing I want to say is, and this really, really got to me. I said, Leah, are you a friend to yourself? Number one, do you like yourself? Do you like who you are when you're by yourself in a room and nobody else is there? Oh my God, you guys. Okay, so you should be, and you guys, I was writing this and I misspelled this, and that aggravated me, so I'm gonna correct it. Okay, so you should be your first friend. Okay, you should be your first friend before you are anybody else's friend. Before you can be a friend to somebody else, you should like who you are. You should like where you're going. Hello, somebody. Because then when you are around other people, you are going to reflect the best part of who you are to others so that you'll attract them. One of the things I realized in this journey, and I said, because I'm not looking to be in the same job, in the same place where I have been for the last, since 2009. That's not an option for me. However that's going to happen, I need to make that happen. And guess what? The reason why is when we go back to the first one is I realized, you know what? I'm allowing my character to be changed based on an environment and people's opinion of who I am. The next thing is I realized I was no longer becoming a friend to myself because I'm supposed to be a friend to myself first. That I no longer could be a friend to other people and they're not seeing the best version of who I am, who I know I am. So this requires a lot of self-reflection when you're going through a journey of being kind to yourself. And it does require you to look inward into who your inner being is and be able to look in the mirror and say to yourself, am I reflecting the best part of me to those whom I love and those who I'm around? If not, I need to go back and learn how to be a friend to myself first so that when I look in the mirror, I like the person that's looking back at me. Okay? And this is a hard thing. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are going through this right now because I'm like, Lord, I want to see a better version of myself in 2021. And if you're with me, go ahead and put in the comments, say, I want to see a better version of myself in 2021. Okay. And so the next thing that I found is, you know what? I realized there's two different thoughts that are running through my mind. I have that critic that's running through my mind, okay, trampling through there trying to create chaos. And then I have the advocate person. You know how it is when you have those, you have one person sitting here and one person sitting there, right? And sometimes you get this imbalance that's happening, right? It happens with your emotions, it happens with your actions. And so it gets to a point where what? You need to allow that advocate person to come on and walk on over there and have a seat with a critic and shut them down. Shut those thoughts down. So introduce your inner critic to your inner advocate. Allow that voice that is cheering you on, that's telling you you got this, and to keep it moving, to be a louder voice in your head so that it dictates your actions where you're liking yourself more each and every day. You're liking your failures. Because your failures aren't failures. They're really just an opportunity for you to do something greater and to learn more about yourself, understand how resilient you are, and what you're capable of doing. So introduce your inner critic. Say, hey, look, let's have a talk. It's time to talk. To your advocate. So get advocate on board to go talk to the critic and shut that down. Shut those thoughts down. Okay. The other thing that I want to say is in the process, go ahead and forgive yourself. You're going to do a lot of things in your life that you may have not been so kind to somebody else, and you may have these thoughts run into your head. You're not deserving. Let me tell you something. You are deserving of everything that God has purposed on the inside of you that should be present and manifested in this world. I don't care what it is that you've done. If you have a forgiving heart and ask God for forgiveness, guess what? That same forgiveness you need to give to yourself. If you are open to allowing other people, for you to forgive other people and for other people to forgive you, why not turn that around and say, you know what? I can forgive myself for not doing it, for what I did over here. I can forgive myself for what I did back then. Because now what happens is your past will no longer be your present and you can walk into your future. I'm going to say that one more time because that was really good for my soul. I don't know about yours, but that was really good. Let me see if I can remember it. What it is that your past will no longer become your future, you guys. Okay? So that so as you are in your current present, you can walk into your future. I didn't say it the same way, but go on and do the rewind and you'll hear it again. You're hearing again. And so I thank you guys so much. And so the last thing I actually have two more. Remind yourself of your good qualities. Every last one of us have good qualities about ourselves. If you don't know what those qualities are, I ask that you do a little exercise. Get somebody that you trust. It could be a mentor, or maybe it could be a family member or a best friend if you have one of those, or maybe it's somebody that you honor that is a part of your life. It could be your pastor or somebody like that, or maybe it's a professor or another colleague. Have them write down at least 5 words that describe your good qualities. I have, I've done this, and some people have done this for me, and I have them on my mirror. I will take some time whenever it comes across my mind. I feel like I'm in a little bit of a funk. I turn around and I look at those good qualities, and it helps boost up my morale. It reminds me of the good things about myself rather than the negative thoughts that are running through my mind. And not only that, you can do that for yourself. Pick out your good qualities. They could be either they could be those personality type qualities, or it could be a physical quality. You can turn around and say it's your smile, it's your eyes, your ability to make people laugh, whatever it is that you feel that are good qualities for yourself, and you can continue to add to that list. And I tell you, it becomes a great morale booster for me when I'm able to look at that list, and then I'm reminded of the person that actually wrote that for me. So thank you to everybody who has done that for me. So thank you so much. And lastly, the thing I have is, please believe in yourself. Learn to believe in yourself. It's one of the things that I think in this process, and those of you who are joining me, my topic for today is being kind to yourself. And this is what I thought was, believe in yourself is the last thing that I want to say to you. It's so critical that you believe in yourself, because when nobody else will, at least you know that you do. And that will be enough to drive you to accomplish your goals. So for those of you who are just watching, this is just a quick recap of what I was talking about on today. And my topic for today is be kind to yourself. And reminding yourself that your biggest critic is yourself. Okay. Your biggest critic, our greatest critics is ourselves. The thoughts that run through our head, and also, a lot of times, it's the opinions of others that dictate our character. So be very mindful of that. The next thing is, be your best friend. You should be a friend to yourself before you are a friend to everybody else, so that you can reflect the characteristics that you desire others to see. And this doesn't mean being superficial or anything like that. It means being your true, authentic self. The next thing is, introduce that inner critic to your advocate, so that that voice becomes louder than the negative thoughts that are running through your mind, okay? That are running and racing through your mind. Allow that champion on the inside of you that's called your advocate, your inner advocate, to speak louder, and listen to that more. The other thing is, learn to forgive yourself. We are so easy to forgive others, but we're not willing to forgive ourselves. That's the key of being a friend to yourself and being kind to yourself. The other thing is, remind yourself of your good qualities, you guys. Remind yourself of your good qualities, because believe it or not, these are areas that you can focus on and bring out even in an interview. When you are, applying for a job. And the last thing is, believe in yourself. Believe in your ability to be the best person that you possibly can be. And lastly, before I end on today, is I have a quote from you from Max Lisato. He says this: be kind to yourself. God thinks you're worth his kindness, and he's a good judge of character. So if you don't want to listen to anybody else, go ahead and listen to what God is saying about you and what he believes about you. And let that be a meditation on your mind, so that you can be the greater version of who you are. So I encourage you on this week, no matter what happens, wherever comes your way, learn to be kind to yourself. Again, my name is Lia Abney. I thank you so much for joining me. If you want to learn more about what it is that I have to offer in Lia Abney LLC, please feel free to go to my website at Lia Abney LLC. And I thank you so much for joining me on today. And I hope that you join me for my next episode on next Monday morning, where I have more motivation for you on Keep It Moving Monday Morning Motivation. Have a good week.